What we're about to talk about today is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous weather patterns we've seen so far this year, and the latest model runs are only making the situation look worse. A massive, multi-day severe weather outbreak is now unfolding across the United States, with the greatest concern centered on the plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and eventually the eastern half of the country. Several consecutive days of explosive thunderstorms, tornado potential, destructive winds, and flooding rain are now appearing increasingly likely, and this is not just a one-day event. The atmosphere is entering a highly volatile phase where storm systems continue regenerating one after another, feeding off surging heat and Gulf moisture. Some of the newest guidance is beginning to hint at a prolonged severe weather cycle that could dominate the rest of May. At the same time, a dramatic temperature reversal is about to slam the central and eastern United States. After weeks of unusually cold spring weather, a massive heat surge is now building northward, and this may be the pattern flip that launches much of the country straight into summer. Many cities are about to experience their first true blast of summer heat, with temperatures exploding into the 80s and 90s over the next several days. But that heat is also fuel. Every degree of warming and every wave of humidity pouring north is loading the atmosphere with more instability for storms to feed on. And by late weekend into early next week, conditions may become extremely dangerous across portions of the plains and upper Midwest. Today already shows warning signs. Thunderstorms are beginning to fire across the plains and Midwest, while additional storm activity develops across the Northwest and Rockies. Some higher elevations continue seeing snow, which is remarkable for mid-May, but the real concern is what happens as we head deeper into the weekend. By Saturday, severe thunderstorms begin organizing more aggressively across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Central Plains. Then, overnight into Sunday morning, the atmosphere appears to erupt. Models are showing a rapidly strengthening low-pressure system developing east of the Rockies, triggering a widespread explosion of severe weather across the northern plains and upper Midwest. This system continues intensifying throughout Sunday, with expanding zones of heavy rain, hail, damaging winds, and tornado potential stretching into the Great Lakes. And then comes Monday. Right now, Monday is increasingly looking like the most dangerous day of the entire outbreak sequence. The setup has become more concerning with nearly every model cycle. A powerful low-pressure system, a sharp cold front, intense wind shear, extreme instability, and deep Gulf moisture all appear to be aligning at the same time. The exact combination that can produce widespread severe weather and potentially significant tornadoes. Some forecast guidance is already hinting that Monday could become a high-end severe weather event if current trends continue. What makes this even more alarming is the temperature pattern fueling all of it. Beginning Sunday, much of the eastern half of the nation surges into intense early season heat and humidity. Many locations will jump from below average temperatures straight into summer-like conditions almost overnight. Some areas could see their first 90-degree temperatures of the year by Monday or Tuesday. That dramatic clash between hot, humid air and incoming colder systems from the west is creating a perfect battleground for explosive storm development. Even after the main system moves eastward by midweek, the severe weather threat doesn't fully disappear. Storm chances shift toward the deep south, southeast, mid-Atlantic, and eventually parts of the northeast, while another western trough may reload the pattern once again heading toward the end of May. And the rainfall totals being projected are staggering. Much of the plains and Midwest could see several inches of rain over the next 2 weeks, with some areas potentially pushing 5 to 10 inches or more. That raises serious concerns for flash flooding, especially in locations repeatedly hit by thunderstorms over consecutive days. The Storm Prediction Center outlooks are already signaling major concern. Multiple days in a row now feature enhanced severe weather risks across portions of the plains and Midwest, and it would not be surprising at all to see future outlooks upgraded even further if the current trends continue. In fact, some of the latest signals suggest Monday could eventually justify a moderate risk, and if the atmosphere overperforms, an even higher-end outbreak cannot be ruled out. Bottom line, the weather pattern across the United States is becoming increasingly unstable, increasingly dangerous, and increasingly active. A major severe weather outbreak is building, extreme temperature swings are taking over the country, and the atmosphere appears primed for repeated rounds of dangerous storms over the next several days. This could become one of the biggest weather stretches of the season so far, and we are only at the beginning.